Yo, ladies and gents, Boomer here, and welcome to a brand new Rocket League series on my channel, which is going to be Professional Player Replay Analysis. A lot of you guys have been telling me you enjoy when I break the game down, so I figured this could be a useful skill for all of you to learn as well. When I ask players if they watch pro gameplay, most people, it seems, tend to just watch their favorite player, and they try to mimic their favorite players, which just isn't ideal. An analogy I could give is imagine you watch your favorite NBA or soccer player do certain things with their teams, and then you go attempt it in a rec league or something where the quality and level of play just isn't the same. Obviously, that's not going to work. When I was climbing the ranks in this game, I took time to go into pro replays and tried to understand why the player is doing certain things, what these certain situations look like, what their decision making results in, and how I can implement these things into my own gameplay at my own rank. Today's analysis will be for one of my favorite players, Beast Mode. We'll be watching two replays, one from the recent RLCS North American Open 1, as well as a 2v2 game. Anyway, before we dive in, I just want to remind you guys that I am a streamer over on Twitch. If you guys want to talk to me or ask me questions in real time, or even see me play other games, come stop on over for the vibe. I'm also a coach for Rocket League. If you guys are interested in receiving an analysis from me or a one-on-one session, join the Discord and check out the coaching section there. Links will be beneath the video. If you guys also want to show some extra support, use code BOOMA in the Fortnite and Rocket League shops. Without further ado, let's jump right in. Right, so the game I chose to break down was Game 5 of the SSG vs NRG series. I believe by Game 5, SSG was up 3-1 in the series, so this was the momentum shift game for NRG. Obviously, I'm a bit late to analyze this, but I did watch this series live. Spoiler alert, NRG did win the regional, so we're going to see what kind of performance it takes to really shift from being down 3-1 to winning 4-3. I did watch Beast Mode's video, and he says in best of sevens, the team with more experience is almost always going to win, which is very true. This SSG roster, though, was playing amazing this regional in Frosty, Scribbles, and Reveal. I remember watching the series versus the Ultimates, which is First Killer, LJ, and Chronic, and kept thinking SSG looked very, very impressive. Anyway, we're gonna get into analyzing Beast Mode here, so let's jump right in. For those of you that haven't seen me coach or any of my analysis videos before, I will do one clean watch through of the game, and then we'll go back in, break down all the goals while they go in, and look at some game-changing decisions as well. Also interesting that they do right goes kickoff. Nice, good beat from Dan. Scribbles up early. Almost counterattack chance. Unfortunate. Oh, and the unlucky bounce and the indent in the wall. I'm glad that's something that even catches pro players off guard. That thing is cursed for sure. Force from Atomic. He's blocking the high. Good force for Dan. Good chow from Dan. Should be able to cut here. Oh, we're definitely going to talk about cutting the ball as well. Very good control. Nice little aerial swap. Threatens reset. Goes for a bump. Shot. Top left. Beautiful shot. I think it was Dan that shot that. What a shot. Something we're going to talk about is... I'm also going to kind of talk about the comparison of competitive play versus ranked play, because I feel like there's a massive, massive disconnect in today's day and age of Rocket League. As somebody who's been playing this game for 11,000 hours, 10 years, I personally would say, at least for ranked 3v3, that it is by far in the worst state it's ever been. In this game, so we'll kind of try to have some comparisons about that. I mean, I think Beast Mode even touched upon it in his video. I remember him calling it like bad practice, which is very, very true. One of the main differences of competitive play versus ranked play is competitive play is a lot more serious, and you make sure you cover things with your teammates. You cover what your teammates can't cover, and obviously there's a lot more team cohesion. What a pass! Let's go back and look at that real quick. Little extension play from Dan. Little toss up to Atomic and a shot down just around Frosty. Nearly had it too. Very good aggression from NRG. I almost called him G2. I'm used to calling this roster G2 still. Holy kickoff. Nice read from Scribbles. Well done to relieve pressure. Get his team some boost. Good 50 from Dan. Nice, even when he's under pressure, almost getting bumped. Make sure that he gets the clear. Could be a counterattack chance from them. It is. Should be a goal. Nice. Actually caught him out on a, they overextended just a little bit. This is a good pass. Good counter attack, 1-touch, 1-2, which is again something I'm going to talk about. You know, and obviously I am here to break down beast mode, but we're also, you know, maybe going to talk about some of the other goals a little bit. Because we have to give, you know, all the players their props. All these players are phenomenal players. Nice good demo. Pass down. Nice cut lane from Dan. Oof. Good bump. Dude, Dan is putting in the work. And he's still going. Go hold play from Daniel. Atomic's gonna need to support Beastman a little bit. Nice, looking for some control. Good try. Didn't really have, you know, too much boost to work with. And Atomic didn't really force the ball out for him. I don't remember this game being this close. Maybe I'm remembering Game 7. I think Game 7 was the blowout game. Yeah, I think it was like 5-0. Who knows? Maybe the SSG roster had some fatigue, or maybe they got nervous. Who knows? Yeah, I don't remember this game being this close. Ooh, good catch from Daniel. Flipper set attempt. Almost a double. Nice, another cut again. So that's something we're gonna discuss for sure. I think people have a misconception about how you're supposed to cut the ball in today's meta. And I always explain to people that cutting the ball is either, you know, you cut for your teammate or you cut with your teammate, because typically you're getting in front of a play to try to cut out a possession to gain a possession. Or you could be doing hold-up play, you know, to let your teammates recover and get some boost, you know, if they've overcommitted. And then another time you cut is you cut for yourself for multiple touches. So we'll break those down for sure. Holy, nice little sidewall read from B mode and Atomic with the double. Seems popping right now. Again, I'm really interested about their kickoffs. Right goes kickoff is real interesting. Oh, bang from Daniel, almost on the redirects. Atomic with a beat, 50. He's got good awareness, head on a swivel there, checking where the third man is. You know, doesn't want to get demoed when he's on a back rotate. Another thing I wish players would do more is gather information. Like, another thing that truly separates competitive play from, you know, just ranked players. Nice, good beat. Holy. Scribbles is going crazy this series too, huh? Upfield extension. Atomic. Ooh, if he got the bang off, it probably would have been a goal. Oh, that's a missed opportunity from SSG. Hate to see that. You know, you can't blame them though. They gotta get aggro. They're down 3 goals with like 30 seconds left. You gotta send what you got. And I think that's the final goal from Atomic. All right, let's break this game down, shall we? Let's break some of these goals down. You know, why they're going in. Right, so when I teach people, you know, to analyze their own gameplay, the first thing I will teach people is to not look at the initial mistake. So a lot of players, especially in ranked, will blame, you know, the initial mistake that they see. So in someone's head, like let's say we're in Scribble's position and your ranked teammate does this kind of chow, you're most likely going to blame your ranked teammate. That's how ranked goes. In reality, this is actually an attempted force of outplay from reveal. So in 2-layered defense, right, you want somebody to force an interaction, and you usually want somebody to force that interaction early. And the reasoning for this is because on 2-layered defense, and this doesn't have to look like this, right? This is just for this specific situation. Usually 2-layered defense is somebody has high and somebody has low. So that would be like, you know, someone on backboard or someone on the goal line. Now, in this current position, this is what we have to look at. So you can see this interaction is being forced a little early to give Scribbles time to react, right? Now you can see because of Reveal's force, this is actually a genius play from Beast Mode, because Beast Mode doesn't use a reset, or he didn't get a reset. You know, it's one or the other. But what happens is Reveal is trying to force that ball high, right? And I'm sure that's what the comms are like, because Scribbles preemptively goes into the backboard. That's typically how you'd want to play that situation, but it's dangerous just because you don't know if the player can fake. So you want to be, Scribbles wants to be in a spot where he can cover both, right? And that realistically is just not on the wall. You know, you want him to be... Let's go back a little bit. You want him to be pretty much right here. Right? Not on the wall. Not on, you know, not turned his card this way. You want him to be giving himself both options. Right? If he needs to turn in and then go for the ball after reveal 50, which would be right here. Or, you know, if the ball does go over reveal, then he can go backboard. So it could be something that they're calming. You know, Scribbles could be telling reveal the force for him. And it would have been good if the interaction happened a little bit earlier, right? So if it happens here, then Scribbles has all this time to react to it. You can see it then happens here, and Scribbles has already made his decision, which is turning on the wall. So let's go take a look at beast mode, and let's see if he is faking this or not. So by the sound of that, it sounds like he got his reset, and then which you can see he does definitely get it because he wave dashes when he lands. So genius fake. Genius fake. Now, this isn't what I would blame or consider the reason for the goal going in, right? You have to go back a little further to see how we get into this kind of spot, right? So you have a ball played back, you know, Atomic's kind of keeping pressure here. Scribble's looking for some kind of control, which is great. You know, that's the right thing to be doing. Now, the only problem is this is such a good, like, 2-stack from Beast Mode and Dan. And Daniel doesn't even really have boost. Beast Mode's just kind of like, you know, he's testing, you know, right? If Scribbles does flip this, you know, if he flips into this, you know, that's what Beast Mode's covering currently. Scribbles is reacting to what he sees with Beast Mode's car, right? So he decides to fake, and then Beast Mode comes back down, and now he's successfully outplayed Beast Mode, but now that type of, you know, fake chow or chow attempt makes this ball a lot easier for Daniel to then challenge. I'm just calling him Dal instead of chow, bro. Anyway, that's how you force the ball out for teammates, which a lot of players don't do that enough in 2v2 and 3s. In ranked, sorry, that is. Now, this is a great play as well, because instead of playing something into like a transitional play and passing down and working together to get out of defense, they're going at it solo, right? So as soon as Scribbles is done with the ball, Frosty is then going to pick it up and also attempt to do the same thing. Now, the problem with this is he needs to take a good 50, and he's probably expecting Beast Mode to go for it. When in reality, Atomic is now, you know, kind of in the spot where he's lurking. He can see the entirety of the play, he can see all of the players, and he's in the blind spot for all these players, right? Nobody sees Atomic. No one is gathering that information. So Atomic can easily just calm, you know, to Beast Mode that he's going to jump, right? And now he's just forcing this 50 out earlier, and this is actually an intentional 50 to hit it back so that it's easier for the teammate behind to grab it, right? Now, this is beautiful positioning from Beast Mode. Instead of like grabbing the boost and going all the way back and flipping out of the play and leaving the play like most ranked players do, you know, the professional players will stay in the play and they wait for the force. And this also is something that unintentionally baits reveal in, right? So right here, you know, he kind of wants to play a quick follow-up on his teammate's 50, right? It's only something that's natural. So now you can see by the time he gets here, he recognizes Beast Mode's got it. And Beast Mode does a great little arrow right, and then he swaps to the left. So arrow right on the pop, and then swaps to the left, which is beautiful. You know, one touch, grabs a reset fakes. So the initial problem that I think happens is a little bit before Scribbles gets his pop. So you can see they go, the SSG squad goes from having an attempt, right? So let's see. Scribbles plays an extension pass. So it's a missed opportunity for them, right? This is an open net. So they successfully caught NRG out, right? And it's a shame because he only gets like 1 penny when he lands. So he did his best as he possibly could in this spot, you know, to try to get the shot on target. Now, let's see what our second man is doing in this spot, right? Second man should be playing best scenario in a 3v3 setting, right? Which would be, you know, that ball. So he goes for the demo, and then it looks like reveal doesn't take his time. So the first mistake, I think, is you know, kind of being supersonic as third man. I mean, he does, you know, break a little bit. But if he continued going supersonic, he probably is not going to, he's going to overdrive his spot and he's not going to be able to shoot. And then obviously, you know, he double jumps when he could just like take his time, single jump and flip. You know, he doesn't even have to put a shot on. Maybe they realize, you know, shooting on 2 goalkeepers is not a great opportunity. So it could be something, you know, he kind of just tries to like, you know, get a nice touch to the side on. So now you have a squandered opportunity. Let's see how we react to the counter, right? How do we get our feet set? What are we covering? So right here, looks like Frosty is going to be the third man, so he probably tells Scribbles to cut for him. You can see Scribbles is just playing for the demo. So good duo play from these two. And Atomic playing in the spot where that ball is going to spill, right? He's the player who had boost in the defensive half, so he's going to try to capitalize on when Daniel uses the smoke too to, you know, screen himself kind of. So very good force from Atomic. Now, I think I'm not even really sure if you can blame, you know, any mistake on SSG here, because this is just, you know, they're trying to play as well as they possibly can. The only thing I could think of is maybe trying to, you know, actually use his mechanics here and get that ball up and over beast mode, and then, you know, make it threatening for Dan, because Dan didn't really have boost in this play. You know, he just spawns off the demo. And let's see where he goes. You know, grabs 2 penny. Daniel's a very, very patient player. If you guys watch any of his, you know, his gameplay is very, very patient, very, very methodical. So, you know, he's not rushing here. He's just, you know, waiting for the interactions, and then he goes. So you can argue that it's not a mistake by SSG, but it's just very, very good play from NRG, right? They work very, very well together there. Meanwhile, SSG used 2 players to try to solo play out of their defensive half, and they got forced into a spot where also I want to know where Frosty kind of goes after. And he's going to chase a demo, gets the demo. Yeah, and then it's just like 2v2. So, I mean, it's beautiful, beautiful play from NRG for sure. Beast Mode had a big hand in that. Atomic had a big hand in that. Daniel had a chow in there. So well done by them. Let's take a look at some of the opportunities as well. You know, I kind of want to see what SSG's offense was looking like as well. It's a good hard win kickoff by Reveal. Frosty, Atomic up to force. Clock, Scribbles. See, this is what I was talking about. Scribbles nearly gets this, you know, one more touch over the top of Daniel. And I'm not sure if Daniel was playing for that or he's just playing ball no matter what. Has to dodge a demo. It looks like he's just playing ball no matter what. Well done. Reveal up. Good cut from beast mode. See, so these are the cuts that I'm talking about, right? Now, if you've been playing Rocket League a long time, you would have an inner clock for these kind of things. And what I mean by that is currently he can see everybody, right? Even here, he can see everybody. So right now, it's technically a 3v2. Reveal is very, very far from the play. So after Daniel forces, you know, he barely gets a glimpse of where Frosty was at, right? So you know that there's a player, where Scribbles lands. You know there's a player behind at this current point in time, right? He now sees Frosty in front of him, so he doesn't see Scribbles. If Scribbles is rotating back, right, he'd be on the left side of the screen right now, but he's not. So inner clock and how these kind of things, these situations pan out is, you know, when people filter to the corner, you play to open space, and the open space would be a switch. And it would be typically more direct. This is something that you would do in like normal sport of soccer as well, right? It'd be normally a very direct switch. Now you can see this one is elevated. So this ends up being more in the favor of beast mode than it is for Scribbles, because you can see Scribbles has to make an adjustment to the pass. If this is played on the floor and played first time, like right here, so it's played way more direct, beast mode is still positioned, you know, kind of where he can contest all of these opportunities, right? You see how this positioning works? He can cut any one of these grounded passes at any point in time. So this is how you would counteract something like this lurking positioning, is you play the cut lane, right? So now you can see he's up and he's just playing the ball down. And this is an intentional touch for those of you that aren't really paying attention to it, he plays an elevated beat on scribbles, essentially, so that this ball goes down to his team. Now, this is something that's, you know, probably calmed in the moment, because you can see Dan is up the field right now, right? And then all of a sudden, Dan's here to receive the ball. So this is like truly the difference for some of these plays, right? You know, he knows where the ball's going to end up in the spot. And you can see Frosty has to kind of play patient. And he could have, you know, if he was, you know, not rushed for time, you know, he can't really tell if somebody's going to chow. You know, Frosty's kind of close to him there. He could probably, you know, turn on that and pop it into a solo play if he really wanted to. It looks like Frosty thought he was going to hit it to the wall. The ball goes straight back mid. Nearly an opportunity for SSG. It was a good turn from Scribbles there, and you stay on low boost, which again is like these are massive, you know, differences in competitive versus ranked. As players will stay in the play on the low boost amounts, right? Your opponents don't know how much boost you have. As long as you can maintain good momentum and good speed around the pitch, you can be very, very relevant off 2-3 pennies. And it seems like in ranked, as soon as somebody runs out of boost, they just flip all the way back, you know, all the way back, and then they go sit in the net. It's just never good, right? So let's look at this counterattack and how it happens, right? Because it looks like we had, you know, an opportunity. So shot attempt, you know, they play nice into the corner. Beast mode with the awareness check. So this is something that I would wish more players would do as well. You know, kind of looking around the field, head on a swivel. You know, not only gets a glimpse of where his teammates are at. You know, you don't have to do estimated guesses in this game. You don't have to leave stuff up to, you know, assumption. You can check. That's why there's the beauty of the camera system in this game. Okay, so now we have you reveal in total and utter control of this ball. Very, very good possession. Very, very good control and transition here. You know, has a pass option in Frosty. Beats one, and you can see Beast Mode's there again, right? So we have Frosty playing best case scenario as second man, right, which is the beat. Now he has a double tap opportunity, and you can see Beast Mode is just there. You know, and this makes Dan's life easy. You know, usually I don't want to like say anything, but I would imagine Daniel is like their third man most of the time. That's kind of what it feels like. And so, you know, Beast Mode's probably just telling Dan, you know, go backboard and I'll force up to you. Right? And it's just, again, you know, he's kind of lurking, right? He's lurking. So if we look at this again, right, what he's got covered here. So not only could Beast Mode cover, you know, the high if Atomic forces, right? So if Reveal gets a beat, gets a reset, you know, tries to go backboard, whatever the case may be, Beast Mode is now layered with Daniel, right? Now, if this pass is hit down and it's hit very direct, it might be difficult to get to for Beast Mode, but he still has any of these passes, you know, covered, because all it takes is a turn, right? So this is the importance of positioning and giving yourself those wider camera angles so you can see the play. I notice a lot of players like to sit under the ball, or they blindside themselves to a lot of the information you could get in this game. And then obviously, you know, after his cut here, you know, he's paying attention, right? So Daniel's forcing, and typically in this kind of day and age of Rocket League, somebody almost is always going to just touch that, you know, because they think, like, from their POV, it just looks like you hit it away from yourself. So it's almost difficult for them to not touch it, right? And most of these players play a lot of 2v2, so, you know, you'd imagine that they think that's like a troll touch, and so they're just going to go. And they end up double committing. So now this is also very important, and I watch this happen in ranked all the time, and I'm sorry I keep saying it, but you'll have a double commit like this happen, right? And this is a massive, massive opportunity for you and your team. The reasoning being, all this ball has to do is be played in the right spot. Okay, a lot of people will just slap this ball straight at the backboard, or they slap it in the corner. Like, it's just not great, because what's going to happen is it's going to make this guy's life easier. Because, you know, especially if he's not even over there, and let's say he's over here, he just goes to play the bounce, right? And especially a ball that you hit away from yourself at top speed, it's going to be harder for you and your teammates to get back to. So why would we slap it away? So we make sure we distribute it into open space. And what that looks like is open space that creates opportunities. Into space here, right? Gives Daniel all the creative room. and gives him multiple options. If Atomic takes up a mid position here and isn't chasing the demo, you know, a ball right here, anywhere in these spots is perfect for beast mode. He could lob it up even if he wants to play it up here in space, right? Now, the reasoning for this, as you can see what happens, is a counterattack needs to be played fast enough. It's a pacing thing, right? Because we don't want to allow these players who just made a mistake to recover and get back into the play, right? And the ball is played one touch. Another thing that's very, very important about these counterattacks is the ball is played one touch. We don't take an extra touch because that gives the opponents more time to react and more time to recover, more time to get boost, more time to get their feet set. It's troll. So as soon as Daniel receives his ball, uses the momentum of the ball, and he lobs it up to Atomic. And you can see Frosty is literally, even though Reveal and Scribbles are back now, Frosty has been 3v1 for, let's see, let's time it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 seconds. And that's essentially like, you know, 2 demos. That's essentially 2 demos. His teammates are essentially both demoed at that point in time, right? So a very, very good player from Energy. Daniel did a phenomenal job passing it up. Beast mode, you know, playing that ball into space, you know, starting that counterattack, and Atomic W positioning, and a beautiful shot. You know, just that's part of the reason why, you know, you can't cover all of what they have to offer in a 3v1 by yourself. You'd have to pull out a miracle save, which, you know, to be fair, Frosty nearly got it, so very, very close. Right, let's look at SSG's goal. Let's see why they get caught out here. Gotta go back a little further. So some defensive play. Daniel, you know, taking possession in the corner. Good force from Reveal. Good pressure from Frosty. Good follow-up. Scribbles and whoever went for the bump. He tries to get the bump revenge. Frosty to Scribbles. Looks like Scribbles is just lurking. So we need to kind of go back and see how this play kind of like, you know, bursts out very quickly. So you can see what I'm saying. This is like a mirror essentially of the play earlier, right? We do get the beat, yes. And all 3 NRG players are ahead of the play. But because this ball's hit away and it's, you know, hit so far away from everybody, we have to chase it down. This allows players to get their feet set, you know, get back on defense, and then they can even start their own counter. Right? So it looks like nobody kept tabs on where Scribbles was at. Looks like Beast Mode's checking, but he's just checking for Reveal. He was very focused on just getting the demo, because Reveal would be the last man here, right? If Daniel gets the beat on Frosty, and he kills Reveal here, you know, if Daniel turns right now and hits this mid, it's probably a goal for Atomic. So Beast Mode's decision-making is understandable. We gotta take a look at what Atomic's looking at. So Atomic, you know, wants to be a little more central. So he did notice Scribbles was back there, but he goes full speed into the corner. I don't know if he expected Daniel to go. I don't know what the comms are like. I don't know if Daniel commed that he was like fake chowing. Maybe Atomic was scared of getting demoed in that spot. He didn't expect Scribbles to just kind of lurk. And it seems like Scribbles has, you know, the faith in his teammate to just kind of play the beat there. He wasn't even threatening like a demo or anything. Yeah, ball's just played over the top of Atomic. Maybe he thought Daniel would have got out in time. I don't know. Maybe it seems like a situation that's miscommunication, but very, very well played from SSG for sure. All right. Daniel flipper set attempt, almost a dunk. Now this is what I'm talking about. So these cuts, right? These cuts in front of the play are so important, right? Because if he doesn't double touch this, what do you think is going to happen? It's going to bounce off the wall. He's going to land on the wall and be out of the play. And then you have Frosty and Reveal with Daniel with no boost. So you're essentially going to be leaving Atomic in a 3v1 if you cut that ball poorly. Which Reveal would immediately go for the bump on Atomic. Frosty would take the ball in full boost, probably into the air. And then, you know, him and Scribbles could do whatever they want while Daniel's trying to force a recovery. So this cut is vital in this play. And he makes sure to touch it very light, right? Even though he has, you know, small amount of time to react, and he just keeps his car up. Make sure you get a double touch. And he gets, you know, a pass that's like right in between both players. You know, he's not just clanging it for the sake of hitting it. You know, he plays it off the corner to himself, and then, you know, it's just enough so where Scribbles can't get, you know, the backboard clear. And it makes it very, very tough for Frosty, who's going to be playing the low. So this is the 2-layer defense. Right? And then Atomic just easy force. So even at 2-layer defenses, and this is beautiful by Atomic, very, very good patience, especially after, you know, he's about to get demo chased. He just waits for the clear. And you can see the kind of the chaos that Beast Mode is causing with just, you know, a few touches, 4 touches. You know, 2 to himself on the wall, 2 off the corner. And he's already done his job. Like, he doesn't have to do any more. Frosty has to clear it. Atomic knows that. Picks a nice controlled touch. And is, you know, he could flip into that. But you have to understand what a player is threatening in this spot. Right? So he just waits. It's just like playing 1v1, right? And Scribbles has no choice but to, you know, kind of just like flip at it. Because he has no boost. I mean, he could stay direct. But, you know, if he stays direct, then Atomic's just going to flip into it. So, you know, he has to play the angle and he has to play the 50. It's beautifully forced. Alright. Oof. Little mechanical misplay from Reveal. Again with the cut and the double touch. And that's enough to set Atomic up. So let's see. I'm a little bit confused where their midfield went. Looks like Frosty jumped very early for Reveal's touch. Oof. It could just be a mechanical mistake. It looks like Reveal actually did want to pass it, but he wanted one extra touch. So again, that's the problem with, you know, having too much control instead of one touch passing. If he plays it a little more direct, I don't think they have it covered. You know, Beast Mode's kind of there, but he's a little bit further back, so Frosty could get a beat, you know, in a vertical beat. You could just play it high to the backboard. It looks like Atomic is a little late. So Frosty ends up jumping. So that we have a double commit. And then what happens to Scribbles? Oh, he kind of went very, very wide. And then he almost went up the lip. That's unfortunate. Oh, see, this positioning is great too, right? You know, he's almost doing what Scribbles did for SSG's goal. But it looks like Atomic just barely misses the... Ooh, yeah, that's tough to read. He barely misses the distribution touch. That definitely would have been dangerous for Frosty. And we gotta see what SSG's like opportunity is looking like. Uncharacteristic whiff from Beast Mode. Scribbles almost nearly. And Frosty just trying to slot that. Trying to keep it there, good 50. Yeah, I mean, they're just sending the cavalry. They kind of have to at this point. In Beast Mode, again, even on low funds, one touch, plays a beat. You know, tries to stay in front of that, and that's massive. It's like, even though he doesn't really get the 50 that he wants, you know, this ball still just goes straight to Daniel. And in these moments when you're trying to just burn the clock, like, it's just massive. You know, just an easy beat, and Atomic again. Very, very patient, just waiting for his opportunity to strike. And just a hard play shot. Reveal doesn't have any boost, so well done. Alrighty guys, that's going to do it for today's video. I kind of went too long with that analysis, so I guess I'll save the 2v2 game for another video. I truly think that game came down to the better team working their advantages effectively and efficiently. If you guys did enjoy though, or you found it useful, please leave a like, share, and subscribe. It goes a very long way. Check that noti bell and join the Discord to stay up to date with when I post or go live. Much love as always. I appreciate you all. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one or on stream. Peace.